Alright, what is up, everybody? We are back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today, recapping Friday night slate of games, your daily, everyday recap here in today's video. Going to go through every game, talk about what I saw, my thoughts here in this video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do also like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. Join the membership. If you want to learn more about the membership, there's a video on my channel spin-off. You can go back and watch that. Link to my Twitters, all that stuff down in the description below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So the first game we're going to start with Knicks and Pistons. The Knicks absolutely dominate Detroit in this game. They win 128-98. They go to 3-2. The Pistons fall to 1-5. Yeah, the Knicks came out and outscored Detroit 39-13 in the first, and that's all you really had to say. You know, Jalen Brunson put up 15 in the first quarter. OG had 11 in the quarter. Carl Towns had 9 in the quarter. The Pistons were 6 for 21 and 1 for 9 from 3. The Pistons just had no answer, and the Knicks just kept on the gas. Jalen Brunson, 26 points in the first half, was 4 for 4 from 3. Had 10 more in the third quarter. It was just a dominant performance overall in this game. Brunson finishes with 36 points on 14 for 22 shooting, shot 6 for 8 from 3. OG gave you 21.6 assists. Towns, 21, 11, and 7. He had 3 3-pointers in this game. McHale, 15, 7, and 3 with 3 steals. He had 3 threes. He was a plus 31. Josh Hart gave you 13, 9, and 4. Like, yeah, Miles McBride at 10 off the bench. Team shot 51% from the field, 47% from 3. Won the rebounding battle, 45-38. They had 12 offensive, double the amount of offensive boards in this game. Forced 22 turnovers. Absolutely dominant performance all over the place. You know, the Knicks, everybody was being aggressive. Towns, the last 2 games have been great, being a lot more aggressive from the field, and that's just opened up everything else. And for Detroit, a really tough game. Cade gave you 22, 6, and 6, 13 for Tobias, 10 for Jay and Ivy. Small Fontecchio had 12, but yeah, and they shot 32% from 3. Only took 7 free throw attempts. The rebounding battle, again, got doubled, 22 turnovers. Just, yeah, a really bad game from the Pistons, you know. But that's just the New York Knicks coming out, having to take care of business, and they did their thing. There's not really much to say in a game like this, you know. Just the Knicks were just straight up the better team, and everybody on the Knicks played better than everybody on the Pistons. That's just about what you can say. Next, we go to Celtics and Hornets. Celtics win this game 124-109. They go to 5-1. Hornets fall to 2-3. This was actually a really good game. You know, Boston came out hot in the first quarter, put 40 points in the first quarter. Tatum gave him 16 in the first quarter. Holiday hit a couple 3-pointers. And it looked like, all right, here come the Celtics, just gonna dominate this game. But then Charlotte comes back and puts up 42 in the second quarter. LaMelo has 12 in that quarter. The bench was huge for Charlotte. They shot 64% from the field in the quarter, and they made it a game. Third quarter was really, really close. Both teams didn't shoot the ball super, super well. It was just a game of, you know, energy, who wanted it more, and the Hornets bench came in and made this a really, really close game. And then the fourth quarter, very back and forth. LaMelo hit some big shots. He had 10 points in the fourth quarter. The Celtics, you know, the 3 ball wasn't falling. They only hit 1 3. They were 1 for 5 from 3 in the fourth quarter, but 23 free throws in the fourth quarter for the Celtics, where the Hornets had just 3 and missed all 3 of those free throws. So yeah, you're giving up 23 points and 23 free throws in a quarter. That's just, you're not gonna win games like that. You know, it's just undisciplined defense from the Hornets, and then just a mistake here and there. It just felt like they were right there, but then they made one mistake, one turnover, or one bad pass, or to one bad shot, and that you can't do that with the Boston Celtics. And the Celtics ended up winning this game. Tatum, 32, 11, and 3. 3 steals, shot 9 for 19 from the field. Jaylen Brown, 25, 6, and 5. Even though he didn't make a 3, he was being impactful other ways. 17 for Derek White, 14 for Drew Holiday. Neemias Queta had a good game, 12 and 6 off the bench on 100% shooting. They only shot 31% from 3, but 35 free throw attempts to 12 from the Hornets. That's a huge difference in this game. They also forced 16 turnovers. The Celtics did. So yeah, the Hornets, LaMelo, 31 points, 4 assists, shot 12 for 25. Did foul out again in this game. The second time he's already fouled out this season. He's got to be better with that. Trey Mann with another great game, 23, 4, and 5 off the bench. He has been just so impactful for this team. Miles Bridges gave him 14. He's 5 for 16. Miles Bridges hasn't really been great start this season. So far, he's at shooting 37% from the field, 23% from three. He's averaging just 14 points per game. So Miles Bridges, I feel like, has to get it going at some point, especially without Brandon Miller. Miles Bridges gonna have to get going for the Hornets. But they played a good game. Like the Hornets did not play a bad game in here. It's just again the youth and not knowing how to win yet. Just a kind of bunch of fouling too much, and just a turnover here and there, mistake here and there. Against a team like the Boston Celtics is gonna cost you. But I've liked how the Hornets played. I've enjoyed watching the Hornets, especially LaMelo Ball play. One of my favorite players to watch. He literally just goes out there and just does things. LaMelo literally just goes out there and just shoots a one-legged three just because it goes in. So yeah, you gotta love watching Lamelo. The role players, the bench has been really good so far to start the season. Trey Mann, but also guys like Cody Martin, Grant Williams, Dejan Saloon came in, hit a couple 3 pointers. Like the bench has been doing really good. It's just they're a team that doesn't know how to win yet, which is okay. It's gonna take some time for them to learn how to fully win. But I like what Charles Lee is doing over here in Charlotte. Next, go to Magic and Cavs. The Cavs win this game 120-109. They still undefeated 6-0. The Magic fall to 3-3. The Magic, their first game without Paulo Banchero due to an injury, which really, really sucks, man. I'm so saddened that Paulo can't be here for the next couple weeks. But the Cavs get the win. The Cavs get off to a really good start. They outscored Orlando 34-16 in the first quarter, and it looked like, oh, okay. Donovan Mitchell came out high. He had 13 in the quarter, and it was like, all right, the Cavs just gonna put this one to bed. But credit to the Magic though. The Magic stayed in the game, really got the most of it. Like they never got it to like three or anything, but they kept it good. Now, Jalen Suggs had a really good third quarter. He had 13 points. He had a really good game. The three ball. They didn't really take a whole lot of threes. But when they did, they started to fall a little bit. And it was like, man, like the Magic almost there, but every time the Magic got a little bit closer, the Cavs just had a run of their own. They just had a response every time. And they end up getting this win. They stay undefeated. Darius Garland, another great game, 25 points, 8 for 16, 3 for 9 from 3. Darius Garland has looked amazing to start this season. He just has a pep in his step. He just has that sort of movement, that sort of aggressiveness, in his step that's like, that I haven't seen since his All Star year in 2021. Like he looks fully back and ready to go. Like the he's moving around really well. The 3 pointer is going in. The we know the playmaking ability is there. The getting to the rim, the floater game is there. Like everything he looks completely there. He looks completely utilized as the starting point guard of this team, getting everybody involved. And again, he has that pep in his step, that confidence. They just see while he's playing on the court. 22 for Donovan Mitchell, another good day for him. Evan Mobley gave you 14 and 12 with 3 assists, shot 6 for 11 from the field. Love how he's been playing. This is the best I've ever seen Evan Mobley look out there on the court. In the paint, he's just been dominating. He's been taking the three ball confidently. Karis LeVert gave him 13 points and 7 assists. This is a great Karis LeVert game, plus 18 off the bench. This is my favorite iteration of Karis LeVert and the Cavaliers. Like when he first got here, I feel like the last couple years, Karis LeVert has been the backup point guard for us, which he can handle the ball. He can make some plays, but I don't think he's really a lead guy. Like he's one of those players that if you give him a lot, if you give him too much, it could be a detriment because of the way he plays. He has a ball in his hands a lot. Sometimes it's just been inconsistent. But I feel like Kenny Atkinson knows how Karis LeVert plays, and this is the best iteration of Karis LeVert. Like he has the ball in his hands, obviously, because he kind of needs it, but it's like the perfect amount. It's like the perfect amount of, all right, Karis, you get this possession. Next possession, you're going to stand in the corner. Next possession, you're going to cut. He cuts a lot. He gets so many good layups from that and makes extra plays. Like, I feel this is the great iteration of Karis LeVert. Ty Jerome is giving some really good minutes. Sam Merrill hit 2 threes in that fourth quarter that were big. Isaac Okoro had a solid game. Doing this in a game where Jared Allen only had 2 points. Jared Allen had 2 points, hit 1 shot this entire game, but he did grab 11 boards. Dean Wade didn't really do much, but they still ended up getting the win. They shot 50% from the field, 39% from 3. Only missed 3 free throws in this game. Won the rebounding battle by 10, 49-39. Like, they just an absolute all-around great performance from the Cavaliers. Everybody's getting involved. It's not just, all right, Donovan, go score 35. It's like everybody is doing their part, really. And everybody looks energized and locked in. And this Cavs team has just been clicking on all cylinders. Kenny Atkinson is just pushing the right buttons right now. It's just been amazing. For the Magic, it's tough without Paulo. Jalen Suggs, again, gave him some good performance, 28, 8, and 7, even though he'll get 1 3. Franz Wagner, 17, 8, and 6, 8 for 19. We'd like to see him shoot the ball a little bit more in terms of threes. Only took 2 3-pointers. Tristan Da Silva Has some good moments. 17 points, 5 rebounds, shot 6 for 8, 3 for 3 from 3. I really like the pick of Tristan De Silva, and he showed last night. I mean, he has some really good moments. Mo Wagner gave him 14, but yeah, KCP has been struggling to shoot the ball. I mean, KCP only took 3 shots last night, only 2 threes. That's, interesting. I'd like to see him shoot the ball a little bit better and a little bit more. But yeah, without Paolo, it's going to be very, very tough for the Magic. But got to give credit to them because they fight. They fought last night, man. They really did. Next, go to Bulls and Nets. The Nets win this game 120 to 112. Both teams are now 3-3. Another good win from the Brooklyn Nets. They got off to a really good start in this game. Put up 37 in the first quarter. Cam Thomas had 13 points in the first quarter. They had a really good second as well, kind of trying to extend the lead. But Zach LaVine had a good second quarter to kind of keep this close. Then the third quarter, the Bulls won the quarter. Nikola Vucevic 14-7 in the third quarter. Outscored them 30-24. In the fourth quarter, it was the Cam Thomas show. He had so many big shots. He had a logo 3 in this game. Just the confidence was otherworldly. He had 10 points in that fourth quarter. The Bulls only shot 6 for 23, 26% in the fourth quarter, and the Nets end up getting a W. Cam Thomas, 32 points, 11 for 23, 4 for 11 from 3. Hit so many big shots. I think I saw it on the broadcast last night, he's leading the league in fourth quarter scoring so far this year, which is, that's great for him. And he's just been playing really good basketball, man. I mean, he's kind of got the, I guess, keys, you would say, this year. Like, just let off the loose, go out and do your thing. And he's been doing it so far. I mean, so far this year, he's averaging 28 points per game on 44, 35, 91 shooting. Not super bad efficiency, especially for the amount of shots. And for these shots, it's actually a career high. He's shooting a career high from the field while taking 20 shots per game. I mean, that's pretty good. 3-point percentage a little bit down, but around the same. He's taking 2.5 more threes per game, and he's shooting 91% from the free throw line on almost 8 attempts per game. So like he's somehow getting better with the more shots he's taken. Just been a straight up bucket getter. It's been really fun to watch. Cam Johnson gave him 14, 6, and 5. Ben Simmons with a really good game, 8, 8, and 11 on 4 for 5 shooting. He was a +5. He was playmaking all over the place for this team and just hitting the right spots. Great job for Ben Simmons. And the bench for the Nets. The bench for the Nets has actually been solid. 12 and 9 for Nick Claxton, 12 for Keon Johnson in his 8 minutes in the second quarter. He was really nice. Zaire Williams gave him 10 points. Jalen Wilson and Noah Clowney has some decent minutes. So the Nets bench has been really good. And this Nets team has been really, really good, man. I mean, they shot 52% from the field last night, only missed 2 free throws. Won the rebounding battle, dominated the assist battle, 34-24. Won the turnover battle, forced 16 turnovers. Even though they only shot 30% from 3, they still found ways to win. They were getting to the paint. Everybody was getting involved in on the backs of Cam Thomas, and they get the win. With the Bulls, just had some tough shooting stretches, in that first quarter and the fourth quarter. Well, not even the first quarter wasn't even bad shooting. It's just the Nets outshot them. But the second half was just not a good shooting performance on them. They shot 34% from the field, 15. They were 3 for 19 from 3 in the second half. And the Bulls, for a team that, like the Bulls, that have been relying a lot on their 3-point shooting, just tough to win games like that. Nikola Vucevic has been really good this season. He had a great game last night, 28 and 11, only missed 1 shot in the entire game. Like, he was on it. Kobe White gave him 21, 21 for Zach LaVine, 11, 6, and 8 for Josh Giddey, even though he shot 5 for 17. Sumo had 10 points and 7 rebounds off the bench. But, I mean, just couldn't really guard Cam Thomas, and the 3-ball wasn't falling in the second half. That's how the Bulls lose this game. But the Nets, they've been actually competitive, man. 3-3. Some really respectable wins, some respectable losses, too. Like, this Nets team has been a lot better than expected. Like, if they stay around this, Cam Thomas might really sneak into that All-Star game. I don't know. Maybe. But Brooklyn actually have been a fun kind of team to watch. So, yeah, I mean, credit to them. They're coming out and they're, you know, like shutting everybody up, saying, like, oh, we're going to be the worst team. All right, watch this. Next, go to Hawks and Kings. The Kings win this game 123-115. The Kings go to 3-2. The Hawks fall to 2-4. Sacramento had a really solid performance in this game, offensively, defensively, giving up a lot of points in transition, giving up a lot of points where it's just like the Hawks just ran down and got an easy layup after a bucket, like things like that. But the Kings' offense was great. De'Aaron Fox had a really good game, 31, 7, and 3, 4 steals, shot 11 for 16, 4 for 6 from 3. He had 10 points in the fourth quarter. That really closed this game out. He was great in this game. DeMar also with a great game, 27 and 8, shot 9 for 16, got to the free throw line a lot. Those two combined for 16 points in the fourth quarter, 16 of the 21 points in the fourth quarter is what I expected from this team. Demonis fouled out, but he had 15, 14, and 6. Keegan Murray, 14 and 10. Shot 6 for 12, even though he only shot 1 for 6 from 3. He was impactful in so many other ways. I loved Keegan Murray this season. Cam Herter hit a couple shots. Keon Ellis had some really good minutes in this game as well. 12 points off the bench. He had a couple 3-pointers. The team shot 48% for the field. Got to the free throw line 30 times compared to Atlanta's 18. They won the rebounding battle 51 to 40, including 10 offensive rebounds. So, yeah, and then the fourth quarter, even though they lost the quarter in terms of points and stuff, they just made so many big shots that, kind of ended this game, thanks to De'Aaron and DeMar. For the Hawks, 25, 5, and 12 for Trae Young. Another tough shooting night. 8 for 21, 3 for 9 from 3. Garrison Matthews was big in this game. He had 7 threes in this game. He had 4, I think, in the third quarter to help Atlanta kind of come back a little bit. He had 23 points in this game. They just are super they're super banged up than Hawks. I mean, they're missing Dyson Daniels, DeAndre Hunter, and Bogdanovich. That's like 3 of their top 6 players that they're missing, Clint Capella gave him 15 and 10, 14, 5, and 9 for Jalen Johnson. Had a decent game. 14 for Keen Wallace in his opportunity. He hit 4 3-pointers. Yaka Conwell had 11 and 4. Not a horrible game from the Hawks, but they just couldn't stop DeMar DeRozan and De'Aaron Fox, really. Like, anytime the defense was bad for the Hawks, it just felt like anytime the Kings wanted to get to something, they got to it. It just felt like every time the Kings all right, we need DeMar to post up, they got to it. We need De'Aaron to get a jumper off, we got it. We need a 3-ball right here, they got it. Every time the Kings wanted to get into an action, they just got into that action and executed. Everything besides the shot a lot of the time. So, yeah, I mean, that's why I talk about the Kings when I talk about overreacting to the first week of the season. They're good enough to beat teams like the Hawks. Like, teams like this, the Kings are going to get easy wins off of just because their offense is so powerful of De'Aaron, DeMar, Demonis that it's like, unless you have a elite level team, you're not going to be able to stop them. Because DeMar, De'Aaron, this is a perfect example where De'Aaron and DeMar just got wherever they wanted, and that's how they got the win, really. It was just those two getting whatever they wanted and ended up getting a W. Next, we have Lakers and Raptors. Lakers win this game 131-125. They are 4-2. The Raptors fall to 1-5. I thought this was going to be an absolute domination of a game for the Lakers. I mean, they put up 43 points in the first quarter, won the quarter 43-19. LeBron had 14 in the first, AD had 9. Austin Reeves, D'Lo both hit a couple shots, and it was like, man, like the Raptors could not get anything going in that first quarter, and it looked like it was like, all right, well, let's end this game quick. But the second quarter was close, still a big lead. And then the third quarter, the Raptors put up 37 in the quarter. Thanks to R.J. Barrett getting it going, he had 12 points. Jakob had 11 in the quarter. Grady Dick and Chris Boucher both had 7 points. And for the Lakers, besides AD, nothing else was falling. I mean, they shot 31% for the field. They're 1 for 11 from 3. In that third quarter, LeBron was the only one that hit a 3. And the Raptors got right back into this game. And in the fourth quarter, it was really tight. RJ had another really good fourth quarter. Grady Dick had a couple shots. And they kept it a really close game. And the Lakers shot bad from the quarter, but it was the free throws. Lakers were 13 for 13 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter. And the Raptors got some opportunities. Grady Dick missed a big 3-pointer in the corner. That would have made it very, very interesting. And the Raptors really just couldn't overcome that first half deficit. The Raptors couldn't. But yeah, AD with another monster performance, 38, 11, and 2, 3 steals, 2 blocks. He shot 14 for 20, 10 for 11 from the free throw line. LeBron had a really good game, 27, 6, and 10. He had 5 threes, 20 for Austin Reeves. He got to the free throw line alive. It was 12 and 14 from the free throw line. D'Lo had a nice performance, 19 points, 6 assists. He was a plus 14, the highest in the game. So yeah, they shot 47% from the field, 41 free throw attempts for the Lakers, 41 to 13 in terms of free throw attempts. And yeah, that'll do it to you. that will do it to you. With the Lakers, we get 41 free throw attempts, and make 30, only miss 5 of them as well. For the Raptors, RJ 33, 5, and 12 assists. He was really good in this game. We'd like to see him more aggressive from the beginning. But RJ getting Grady Dick with another 30-point performance, 31 points, 13 for 26. He had 5 3-pointers. I love what I'm seeing from Grady Dick. 19, 12, and 6 with 3 blocks for Jakob 10 for Davion Mitchell. Just the bench didn't really provide a whole lot. And again, that first quarter deficit, that first half deficit, man. Really, if they start that first quarter off maybe 43 to 28 or to 43 to 30 or something like that, they're probably a lot better off. And this actually is a really competitive, really, really close game. It's just that first quarter. I mean, only scoring 19 and giving up 43 in the first quarter. I mean, that's really hard to come back from, especially with a team like the Raptors, with this team with no Scotty Barnes, no IQ, a lot of the guys that would help in the comeback, weren't out there. So yeah, really tough for the Raptors, but credit to them though, they stayed in it, kept them in the game for as long as they possibly could. And for the Lakers, a much needed win after back-to-back pretty tough losses. Next, we go to Pacers, Pelicans. The Pelicans win this game 125, 118. They go to 3-3. Pacers fall to 2-4. High scoring game in the first quarter. Both teams put up 35 in the first quarter. Zion was really good to start this quarter. Jose Alvarado had some good minutes. For the Pacers, it was everybody getting involved. Aaron Nesmith, Pascal, Miles Turner, Tyrese hit a three-pointer. Everybody was getting involved. Second quarter, the Pacers got off to a good start in the second quarter, thanks to Pascal Siakam in the bench, really, and they took a little bit of a lead, but then the Pelicans fight back. Brandon Ingram with a really good quarter. Jordan Hawkins hit a couple shots, and they kept it really close. Third quarter, the Pelicans won the quarter. Brandon Boston was really big, 12 points in the third quarter off the bench. Jordan Hawkins hit another three-pointer. He had 8 points. Brandon Ingram did his thing. And for the Pacers, Ben Shepherd had 11 points. He was 3 for 3 from 3 in the third quarter, but just couldn't stop the Pelicans. And then we get to the fourth quarter, and Zion takes over this game. 16 points in the fourth quarter, 6 for 7 from the field, hit a three-pointer. Jordan Hawkins hit some big free throws in this one. And for the Pacers, just couldn't really get. I mean, Bennett Mathurin was big, but besides that, I mean, Tyrese only had 2 free throws. Pascal only had 1 shot in the fourth quarter. And when your two guys like that are combined for 5 points in the fourth quarter, it's going to be really tough, especially if the other team star like Zion giving you 16 in the fourth quarter, and the Pelicans end up getting this win. An amazing Zion and BI performance. Zion 34, 6 and 10, 14 for 20, 5 for 8 from the free line. This is the Zion that I'm used to seeing. The Zion that's aggressive getting to the paint, the Zion that is finishing through contact, the Zion that's making plays for not only himself but for everybody else. This is the Zion Williamson that I'm used to seeing, And then Brandon Ingram has been so good to start the season. Another really good game last night, 26, 6 and 7. I feel like every time the Pelicans kind of needed a bucket or needed something to go, Brandon Ingram was the one that made it happen. Like he was doing some great things. Jordan Hawkins, 23 points, shot 7 for 17. Jose Alvarado gave us good minutes, 12, 6, and 7. Brandon Boston with 14 points off the bench. Yves Missy had 10 boards and a huge poster. So, yeah, the Pelicans, I mean, with so many injuries, I mean, we learned yesterday Herb Jones and CJ McCollum are going to be out for a little while, with DeJounte and Trey Murphy already out for a while. It's basically now it's the BI and Zion show right now, which is funny because usually it's everybody else is working and then Zion and BI are out. This time it's the flip. Zion and BI are here and everybody else is out. So, yeah, it's got to be those two really taking control and making everything happen for this team. And last night they did it. Last night they did. I mean, they combined for, 60 points and 17 assists. I don't know how many percentage of the team's points that is, but that's probably a whole lot of it, So, yeah, they're both a plus 17. Just really, really good from them. And they're going to need to keep this up if the Pelicans want to stay afloat until their guys come back. For Indiana, I mean, they had 7 players scoring double figures. Ben Shepherd, 20 points, hit 6 3-pointers off the bench. Brandon Mathurin, who started this game due to Andrew Nembhard being out, 19 points. But after that, yeah, Pascal, 16, 5, and 6. He had some good moments, but the fourth quarter, I would like to see him be a lot more aggressive. Tyrese Halliburton, 2 for 8, 1 for 6 from 3. He was a minus 19 in this one. It's just another really tough performance for Tyrese Halliburton. Just wasn't really being aggressive in that fourth. Like, yeah, so many times he was getting to the rim, but he just kicked it out. And Antonio Daniels, who is a really good, Pelicans have a really good commentating group, but the Pelicans, like, Antonio Daniels said, like, Tyrese Halliburton is like, he's going to the rim to pass. He's going to the rim to pass. Like, he's not going to the rim to score. And that's a big thing. Tyrese just, I mean, he's never been a guy that's just going to get to the paint and at will and dominate in there, but he just hasn't really had that aggressiveness. I mean, he only took 8 shots last night, while Ben Shepherd took 12. Like, T.J. McConnell took 9. Like, Miles Turner took 12. Like, he has just not been aggressive at all to start this year in terms of scoring. Because when we know we understand Tyrese is an amazing playmaker. One of the best in the league, arguably the best in the league when he's on it. But he needs that scoring aspect because when you start scoring and you start hitting shots, then it's like, okay, now we got to really guard him, and that just opens up everything for everybody else. Then you could get your, Aaron Neesmith in the corner, Adrian Emhart in the corner, Miles Turner on the dumb down, Ben Shepherd in the corner. Like then you can get those going because once you start hitting a couple layups and start hitting a couple shots, now it's like, oh, okay. Now we actually have to respectfully guard him, and send attention to him. And then that's when everything opens up. So Tyrese has to just start getting buckets, man. Tyrese just has to start scoring and has to find something really because it's not been good and it's hurting his team. I mean, the Pacers are 2-4. If Tyrese Halliburton starts like we know Tyrese Halliburton can, they're probably 4-2 or something like that. But it's just he just has not been really able to find anything, find a groove so far on the offensive end this year, and it's really been tough. But I also would like to see Pascal Siakam be a little bit more aggressive as well and get to his spots a lot more, to kind of make up for Tyrese not scoring. But great win for the Pelicans, great Zion and BI performance, and we're gonna see if they can keep it going with all these injuries they're dealing with. Next, we got Nuggets and Timberwolves. The Timberwolves win this game 119 to 116. They go to 3-2. Denver's 2-3. This was a very crazy game. Minnesota got off to an amazing start. Anthony Edwards had 9 points in the quarter. Julius Randle had 9 points in the first. Jay McDaniels hit a couple shots. They got off to a good lead, but Denver, kept it close, kept them back in it. Aaron Gordon was big. That second quarter, Aaron Gordon had 14 points in the second quarter. MPJ had 9 points in the second quarter. And it was like, oh, okay. Like the Nuggets made it very, very close. And it was only a 3-point game at halftime, even though Ant and Julius Randle combined for 33 points in the first half. You know, we get to the third quarter, and it's tight. Both teams don't shoot the ball super well from three, especially. Uh, you know, Edwards, Randall, and Gobert all had 6 points in the quarter. Nikola Jokic had 8. Aaron Gordon had 7 more points in the third quarter. He was just making everything. And then we get to the fourth quarter, and that's when things just get crazy. Timberwolves got off to a good lead, but then the Nuggets came back and took what I think I want to say what 9. Did they take a big like 9 point lead or something in that quarter? Like, hold on, I'm looking at the play by play right now. They took they took a 7 point lead. They took a 7 point lead. At some point in this game, Christian Brown had a big dunk, 8 point lead. I'm sorry, 8 point lead in this game. Christian Brown's dunk after, and Minnesota just got off to just couldn't make anything happen really in this quarter. And the Nuggets bench, thanks to Russell Westbrook, and then Michael Porter Jr. hit a couple shots, and Christian Brown with the dunk to kind of emphatically say, "Hey, we're here." Then they got the technical foul, him and Gobert, and all that happened. And then that's when kind of the tides turned because then Minnesota woke up. It was like, oh, okay, they think they're gonna they take this game, huh? And then Nickeil Alexander-Walker had a big stretch. He scored 8 straight points to make it a 4 point game. Anthony Edwards hit a 3 pointer to make it a 1 point game. And the Nuggets don't score for the last 2.5 minutes. After Nikola Jokic hit 2 free throws with 2.5 minutes left, they don't score for the rest of the game. And Minnesota, Nickeil hits a 3 and hits a 3 to make it a 1 point game. The Nuggets miss shots. Aaron Gordon missed a 3. Westbrook turns the ball over. Jokic missed the shot. Brown missed the shot. Then Anthony Edwards gets to the rim, makes a little jumper to make it a 1 point lead. The last possession, Christian Brown missed the shot. Aaron Gordon missed the tip in. Rudy Gobert's 2 free throws. And then Jokic on the last possession gets a corner 3. That's not a bad look, but good defense by Rudy Gobert not fouling. And the Timberwolves escape with a 3-point win. They outscored Minnesota, well, I want to say 10 nothing. 10 nothing in the final 2.5 minutes. And end up getting this W. Anthony Edwards with another really, really good game. 30. I'm sorry, now he didn't score 30. He started 29. 29, 4 and 4. 7 for 14 from 3. Hit the big shots to win this game. And he was just on it. Julius Randle, another really good game. 23, 6 and 7. I love how Julius Randle's looked so far in Minnesota. He just looks a lot more comfortable and confident with the ball. He's getting to his spots and making things happen from there. 17 and 14 for Rudy. Nas Reed had 16. 10 for Jaden McDaniels. Nickeil Alexander-Walker was a plus 27 in this game off the bench, and again had an 8-point stretch run in the fourth quarter. That was big for Minnesota. Team shot 51% from the field, 43% from three, hit 18 threes. Did they win turnover battle? No, they lost the turnover battle. They lost the turnover battle, lost the free throw battle in terms of attempts, lost the rebounding battle. Yet they still end up getting the win because they just stay in it. The bench was a big difference. I mean, we know about Denver's bench. Minnesota's bench came in and made a huge difference, kept them in the game until the stars came back in, and Anthony Edwards made it happen. For Denver, this is a really tough game to lose. I mean, when you get 31 and 11 for Aaron Gordon, he hit 5 threes. Aaron Gordon hit 5 threes in this game. MPJ, 26 points. Christian Brown had 14 and 7. Like, this is a game that you have to win. Aaron Gordon Michael Porter Jr. combined to give you 57 points in this game. Jokic has 26, 9, and 13. Jamal Murray goes out of this game early. He has 6 points in just 22 minutes. He goes out of this game because of protocol. You don't win. The bench for Denver, for Denver scored 13 points in this game, while Naz Reid had 16 by himself. That's a big difference. The team shot 44% from the field, 34% from. I mean, look at the box score wise. I mean, the Nuggets got 29 free throw attempts. They won on the boards 46-38. They had 17 offensive rebounds in this game. They forced 17 turnovers in this one as well. And you get 31-11 for Aaron Gordon and 26 for Michael Porter Jr. This looks like this should be a Denver win. Like this, everything about this game looks like Denver should have won this game. But that last 2.5 minute stretch where nothing could happen for the Denver Nuggets. And Minnesota was the team that was the aggressors. They made it happen. They got some help from their bench and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and they had Anthony Edwards take them home. But in Denver just didn't have that. Didn't get anything from the bench. Missed a lot of their easy shots too. And Nikola Jokic, I don't think Nikola Jokic took a shot until that last shot. In that fourth quarter where that step back 3 ball on Rudy Gobert. Like that's a really tough loss for the Denver Nuggets. Honestly, that's a tough loss. But for Minnesota, way to stick in there and way to get a really good win. And I like how Minnesota's look, man. I really do. Ever since that first game against the Lakers, they've really stepped up and have really found kind of a recipe as of late to start getting wins, and it's been very, very fun to watch. In the final game of the night, OKC, Portland. OKC wins this game 137-114. They stay undefeated at 5-0. Portland falls to 2-4. OKC put up 37 points in the first quarter. Shea had 11. J-Dub had 9. Isaiah Joe had a couple 3-pointers. But the second quarter, Portland made this a game. Portland put up 44 points in the second quarter. Shot 63% from the field, 63% from 3. Danny Avdija was 4 for 4. Ryan Rupert came in the game, hit 3 threes. Anthony Simons, DeAndre Ayton had 6 points. Almost everybody scored for Portland in that quarter. And OKC didn't have a bad quarter either in that one. They shot 57%. They were 4 for 12 from 3. And Portland made this a game. But then we get to the third, and OKC outscores Portland 38-17. They shoot 55% in the quarter. Shea has 12, 3, and 5 in the third quarter alone. Aaron Wiggins gave him some good minutes. He had 8 points in that quarter. And OKC just runs away in the second half. Portland shot 44% from the field, 30% from 3. And OKC locked in defensively, and they get the win. 37-6 for Shea on 12 for 18 shooting. Just ridiculous stuff in the second half from him. J-Dub, 22, 5 and 4 with 4 steals. He was really efficient, 8 for 12. And then the bench, Aaron Wiggins had 13, Kasey Wallace with 13, Ousmane Dieng had 11. Isaiah Joe had 12. I mean, this game where Chet Holmgren had just 6 points in 18 minutes. He did have 5 blocks, but 6 points in 18 minutes, it was 1 for 3. And you still end up getting a win like this against Portland. For the Blazers, tough loss. Jalen Grant had 17, 14 for DeAndre Ayton. Tough shooting night for Anthony Simons. He had just 9 points. It was 1 for 8 from the field in 28 minutes. Toumani Camara gave him some solid minutes, 13 points. He had 3 threes. 11 for Danny Avdija, 14 for Ryan Rupert. Scoot had 8 points in 24 minutes. Delano Band played 9 minutes and had 11 points. But, yeah, OKC just showed why they're the better team in the second half. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander just said, all right, we're into this game now. let's end this game right here, right now. And they did it. They won it. They're still 5-0. They're undefeated still. And they are just, they're the OKC Thunder. They're really good. And yeah, that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.